Ah, are we alive? You caught me doing that. I can't believe it. Playing the air saxophone. Pretty good at the air saxophone. Welcome, I'm Rob. Am I live? We'll never know. We'll never know. If this transmission makes it to you, make sure you hit subscribe, like, notification bell, comment. And we're going to get into it. Welcome to church, folks. Welcome to church. Church of the Power to the People. The Church of Radical Communion, where we embolden the people to dissent against their oppressors, just like Jesus wanted. Amen. Hallelujah. Hallelujah. The apostle. I'll never forget. Where was I? Somewhere in Brooklyn. Oh, gored it out of my mind with my family. My cousin. Shout out to my cousin. We went and saw the apostle in this Brooklyn movie theater late at night and came out yelling, "Can I get a hallelujah?" It was so much fun. Enjoy your youth, folks. I feel bad for the youth. You want to know why? Because it's all filled with tyrants and fascists. And they're working 3 jobs just to afford egg. And that shouldn't be. The youth should be youthful, you know? I say we should have retirement up until you're 40. And then you work from 40 till 41. And then you get to retire again. How's that sound, America? There we go. We could do that. Then you can call yourself the greatest country in the world. You were born into retirement because you need to understand the world and life, and you don't want to go to the schools where the bells ring and tell you what machinery to work next. But we do have a loose education circuit and network of friends and familiars that will teach you how to read and write and do CPR and, you know, why the stock market is a criminal enterprise. It's things like that, you know. We'll teach you the bare basics, the 101. And then at the age of 40, you go to work. At the age of 41, you retire again, and then you travel the world. Because when you're young, we should have, that's what we should include in schools. Not colleges. We should include in the school system a passport system where, you know, you stay in school until, because when can you get a passport? I don't know. But you stay in school until you could get a passport, and you travel with your friends and teachers, and the teachers that are teaching you history take you to the locations of the history. And then that way you get a little bit outside yourself, you know, because Americans live in a bubble. I don't care if it's an Oklahoma bubble, a Massachusetts bubble, a Hawaiian bubble, an Alaska bubble, Floridian bubble, which, you know, there are a bunch of perverts in there. Have you heard of Burzum, the band? What is your opinion on black metal? Why has it got to be black? No, I'm just kidding. I like some black metal. I'll look up Burzum. I'll put it into the browser. I'll look it up later. Probably can't play it here. So I will check it out. Because I don't know if you've met anyone that has a wider Burzum topic. No. Norwegian music project. Ooh, it's a Norwegian music project. You didn't tell me that, ILY. I'll check them out 100%. What's up, Tia? What's up, Edward? What's up, nameless, unnamed? Illinois bubble here. There we go. Hey, Massachusetts bubble when I was younger, and then I moved all across this country, lived in many different beautiful locations, and I realized I grew up in a wicked, thick bubble when I made a joke about hood milk and no one understood. And I was like, that's a fucking banger. I'm sorry. That is a good joke. And people were like, hood? And I was like, the milk brand. And they were like, nah. And I was like, oh man, you got different milk out here? Whoops. Okay, that joke makes no sense. I should have just said milk. But yeah, I like Norwegian ILY. Cool, cheers. I'm from Sweden. Oh, Sweden! What up, Sweden? Good to have you here. By the way, listen, if you like, well, this one's kind of like progressive metal rock. The band Leprous. The band Leprous. Sorry, I wasn't ready for this. I wasn't ready to talk some black metal this early in the live stream. Jesus, you're throwing me all off, ILY. But let's welcome ILY from Sweden. Solidarity across the globe. Amazing to have the Swedes in the house. I was just listening to Valenti videos talking about the Swedish, I don't know what part of the military, but they do it on skis. Machine guns and skis. And I went, that's the fucking coolest military ever. Cranberries, love the cranberries. Hi, Tia. Rob, make Tia mod. She can spit facts and has a lot of credentials. Really? Oh, there's Dusty. I saw Dusty in the wild today. Doo-dah. I was so excited to see you, Dusty. You made my day. Tia, I'm a mod on Daniel X Star. Moved to Japan. Doop. Street smart politics. Street smart politics. That sounds cool. Oh, wait a minute. The Angry Ginger 3, is that the one I'm thinking of? Hold on, let me look this up. The Angry Ginger 3. Oh, ho, 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 ho. Angry Ginge? What is that? What is that? Oh, like shutter. Weep, boop, boppy, doo. Rup-a-ba-boop-boppity-doo. We're gonna. Oh, don't do it to me!
I spent a budgeting app with Base 44. Guys,
shut your ad mouth up.
Interesting. Can it generate?
Shut up. Sorry. Why can I not find Angry Ginger 3? Anyways, I was a mod on. Oh, wait a minute. Off your wagon. Get out of here. Oh, then I put respect on that. That's all you got to say. That's all you got to say. That's all you got to say, Tia. Welcome. Tia, have you hit subscribe and the notification bell? I hope so. Did the dishes. Totally didn't sum my part in washing crock. Dusty. It's so cool seeing people. Let me just take a moment to just say, I really enjoy when I see the family members, the Vanguard, you've been subscribed for a while now. Oh, then awesome, Tia. Appreciate you. It's just really cool. I run into people. It's so weird to say run into people, but I will run into people in other live streams and I get super excited at home. Just so you know, I'm like, I know them. Yes. So I saw Dusty today and Sam Cedar, the Majority Report with Emma and the crew. And I was so excited. I lost my mind. And then I wasn't even, thank you, ILY. Do you listen to Leprous? I don't know if you said it. Did you see them on Musora on YouTube? They did a cover of Take On Me. That's the song. Sorry, I can only hear the thing in my head. If you've not watched the Swedish or Norwegian, I think it's Norwegian, the Norwegian prog metal rock band Leprous, Leprous, on YouTube, cover Aha's Take On Me. Wait till the live stream's over. Go look that up, and I promise you will love me for that, okay? People usually say about me, Tia brings the receipts. That's what I like to see. I will listen today. It's in the middle of the night here. Oh, yeah. Ooh, sorry, I forgot. It's like midnight. Well, I'm so, man, today, listen, today has not been the best day, but you guys are really fucking doing a number on my heartsicles right now. I got ILY from Sweden in here. I saw Dusty out in the wild. I am so excited. I don't usually watch Majority Report live, but we got lucky. And Dusty, I haven't watched Majority Report live in months. I used to religiously, and today, oddly enough, I was like, they are a little too tepid for me. I'm like, I need some revolutionary optimism. And Dusty, I was really in there because I saw you and kept chatting, and then once I noticed you disappeared, I was gone. Dusty ain't there, I ain't there. And I went over to Hassan and Valenti VODs, and I was watching some Sheila while I like that I could put my screen in the corner, listen to it while I research and read, because, my Christ, people, the news is coming hard and fast, and we're going to try to parse through some of it. Is it like Minority Report? The movie? No, it's really not like that movie, but that is a good movie. I have over 100 articles in my clipboard I could talk and paste. Oh my God, amazing. Tia, I'm so glad you're here. And sup, Beardo? Hey, thank you. Majority Report is a YouTube show hosted by Sam and Emma. And Sam used to be on the radio, and oddly enough, just weirdly enough, when I was on the radio in San Diego, he was in the station next to me. But how radio works is not like sometimes they're not physically there, they're just simulcast. So he was actually, I think, up in LA, and Janine Garofalo came on after him, and then Al Franken. And they were in the studio next to me. Technically, they will simulcast, but they were on the air at the same time I was. So that's originally, but this was, Jesus Christ, 20 years ago? I'm showing my age. I'm sorry. I'm showing my age. Ditto. Got to put away the laundry next. I'll be popping in and out. Okay. Dusty, listen, I know how that goes. I got a thing of laundry upstairs I haven't folded in 3 days. Okay, so I know how that goes. I know how that goes. And I excuse you. This is what I tell everybody at work and in my life. I say, if you need me to write you a note, a doctor's note, I'm a fake doctor, but Dr. Pepper, I'll sign it, to get out of laundry, I will gladly oblige and write you a note. And I offer. Hello, can you guys hear me now? Can you guys hear me now? No audio? Yes? 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 Do we have audio? Thank you. My apologies, guys. I've been hounding my fucking senator for months. I didn't even start with like the ICE stuff. And you might have seen him on YouTube. He did this adorable video where I was like, you're a fucking fraud, dude. Don't start talking shit now. Like I hate when these senators are like, is it safe to say fuck ICE? It's like, you're late. You're late to the game. Okay, the lip service is done. And he's holding a town hall around the corner. And he was just calling to say, I wonder if you could come out. That's what I think, buddy. That's what I think. Yeah, I'll come out. Fuck you. I didn't vote for you. You don't represent me. You're a fraud. I don't care if you served in the military. You should have been talking shit last year about this. Plus, where is our electric discount, Seth? Electricity is like $1,000 a month here. Who you enriching? I looked you up on OpenSecrets.org. I know that those private equity firms, the top 2 private equity firms that are throwing you money, are also invested in National Grid. Okay? So you're criminal to me. Fuck out of public service. All right, sorry, guys. ICE got a MAGA in New Jersey. Listen, if they have to get MAGA, then they're going to have to. Cage is here. What's up? Team ICE, deport all libs, dude. You're an anti-American phlebotomist. You gave yourself a phlebotomy if you're saying Team ICE, you moron. We're just not even going to tolerate it. I'm not going to entertain these people. Just know, if anybody says they're Team ICE, they're anti-American, okay? And we need to put them in the catacombs of loyalty. If you know that's a deep cut to the fucking Revolutionary War. And most people probably don't know. All right. Listen, before we start, I have some special things. Because again, once they arrested Don Lemon for journalizing a church protest, and they cited a law where you can't interrupt a church service. Welcome to church, bitches. I am an ordained reverend. That is by the power invested in God. He ordained me. So I am technically an ordained reverend. Now, you don't have to be any denomination. Unlike most Christian churches in America, I welcome everybody. And I love you all. The Wiccans, the pagans, the Thoths, the Egyptians, the Greeks, the ancient Celts. I love you all. I don't care. Agnostic, atheist, you don't know, you don't believe. I don't care. Welcome. I love you. I love you. I want you to have health care. I don't want you to work till you die. I don't want you to not be able to retire. I don't want you to have to work multiple jobs just to afford egg. I think if you work 30 hours a week, fuck it, 20 hours a week, you should be able to buy a house. And if that triggers you, just wait. This whole live stream is going to trigger you. If you think people need to grind away, Elon Musk isn't grinding away at anything. He's stealing other people's ideas because his dad was rich. And by the way, he's being investigated criminally. Which I say, anybody who tweets shit like this on your own platform of like girls that are clearly what, 12? Like, yeah, check that dude's hard drive. Check that dude's hard drive. The French offices of Elon Musk's ex have been raided. Oh, complicity and possession of that? Oh, you thought the Epstein files were hard to defend, buddy? Oh, just wait. This is not a defense, by the way. If you're not on Twitter, this is why I bring you stuff. Because I've been on Twitter since 2010. Yeah, and so I've seen it degrade into a waste space. And this is what Elon tweeted. He was like, if I actually wanted to spend time partying with, not young women, kids, Elon. It's pronounced children, but nice try. It would be trivial for me to do so with the help of a creepy loser. Here's my PR advice, because I worked in radio for a long time. So, you know, I've dealt with these PR fucking moments where they're like, the celebrity was just dehydrated. Amanda Bynes was just dehydrated. No drugs, no drugs. Nope, just dehydrated. She's going to rehab for exhaustion. You know how you hear that all the time? MAGA's like, she must be really tired. Wow, drink some water. Golly. MAGA's so stupid. But Elon, you clearly are, like, Donald Trump doesn't write his own tweets. You know, he has that little snake, the little lizard behind him, Stephen Miller, who's like, you know, he's like fucking tweeting for Donald Trump, because Donald Trump can't write or spell. You know, he's a moron. He's like, thanks for attention to matter, all caps, Kafifi, you know, like he's an idiot. So they obviously took his phone. But Elon writes his own shit. And I would just say, I don't really give advice to perverts, but here's one. This is not a defense saying like, I got enough money to party with kids. I don't need Jeff. I didn't need him. Come on, guys, look at me. Yeah, 54 years old. Okay. But before we start this church, I'd like to share with you something that I listen to often. If you know the book of DMX, amazing poet, actor, hip-hop icon, legend. I don't really like the word icon. Hip-hop legend. This is from the book of DMX. If you don't know, he has prayers through all of his albums, I want to say. And growing up, I remember me and my probation officer used to talk about DMX and how he was kind of, prophetic and very, his poetry is very powerful. So let's open tonight's church. All are welcome with, wait a minute. Hold on. Who did a super chat? Oh, Pink Fur. I didn't get to shout you out. Pink Fur. Thank you so much, Pink Fur. And by the way, good to see you. AG just took a little mental health and family break time. Elon's running the CSAM generating AI grok. Yep, that's exactly what not his tweet is about. But if you've been following along, and we're going to talk about it because I don't know how these people aren't in prison. I do know how they're not in prison. They have so much money. But, just at some point, I'm like, we fought a king. We fought like King George and his naval fleet. Biggest in the world at the time. Sorry. And I'm like, and how? I guess it's because it's all these MAGA cucks. They're like too soft and very obedient to soft men. That like we're not in open revolt, pitchforks, torches, figuring out where the I'm like, this is open revolt material, And if you don't think this affects you, I just want you to think, like, imagine your loved one, has some stray photo online, and Elon Musk is like, I know what I'll do with AI. I'll allow it to make those people into revenge P. That's essentially what he's doing, and he's defending it. And then he's trying to say he's not in the Epstein files. It's like, bro, you run an Epstein website, kid. All right. Anyways, we're gonna get to the news. Let's open up church with the prayer from the book of X.
In the name of Jesus.
Has been used to ejaculate.
Whoa, Jesus, that's a hymns commercial. I'm glad I'm not logged in. I can't subscribe to DMX on here. But go subscribe to DMX. Rest in peace, brother. If you've never listened to his prayers, that was prayer 6. Year of the Dog album. That's it. No, it was... Yeah. Was that the Year of the Dog album? It was. 2006. God damn, that was a long time ago. All right. And then before we get into things, I linked Bunk Bed Coffin in the description. Here's another song by Bunk Bed Coffin. Again, you got to remember, church usually has prayer, music, moral stories, which we're going to talk about soon. Morality of certain stories. You know what I mean? Oh, hold on. Somebody else. Crush Dice! Holy shit. Holy shit. Crush Dice. Thank you so much for the 1999 super chat. Oh my God. Oh, what's up, C4? I hope you are doing. Ray Gun's here. Oh my God. Crush. Oh my God. I just need to take a moment. I feel like I need a moment of silence. Thank you, Crush. That is fucking huge. Oh my God. Welcome to church. You don't have to be religious. This church is holy for the people. W and H for the people. That's not an H. God damn. This is holy for the people. All power to the people. I pretend you said it. See, we don't say like, what is it? Peace be with you and unto you. No, we say all power to the people. All power to the people. That's right. That's what we say here in church. This is Expiration Date by Bunk Bed Coffin. I want to read some comments. R.I.P. Pretty. R.I.P. Good. R.I.P. everybody that has been R.I.P'd by ICE. Fuck ICE. Get them out of this country. Send them to Argentina. We should be sending ICE down to, what's that Venezuelan or place, that prison? Can't even remember. It was so long ago. This is Bunk Bed Coffin. Link in the description. Thank you, Bunky, for letting me use the stuff. Seacott, thank you. Thank you, Dusty. I've listed 32 people that died in ICE custody. You can list them 100%. We'll give respect to them. Of course, Crush loves DMX, of course. No, I didn't, President Reagan. Seacott, El Salvador. That was it. Thank you. Thank you, Raygun. I just pulled up a video. Yeah, I'm gonna play that she was. Elon Musk, 69 days after 420 again. I'm not like the other girls of billionaires. is Bunk Bed Coffin. Link in the description. Love it. This is the soundtrack to the winter of our discontent. I love you, Bunky. Thank you. Man, I wish I could get my drum set out. I want to play with Bunky. Bunky, let's do a live show. Thank you, Tia. These are the people who we've lost to ICE, illegally occupying America. Crush, you at work? Crush, if you need me to write you a note to get out of work, I would do that in a heartbeat for you. I'm at Red Robin. Ooh, get some of the fries. Do they still have endless fries, or did they change? They're like, oh, we can't do refill fries anymore. Shout out to the real ones in the chat. I love when you say that. The Vibe Coach is here. That's right. I am your ordained reverend, your pastor, to walk you through this modern day of fascism and tyranny. Appreciate everybody here. Don't forget to hit the like, hit the subscribe, hit the notification bell. We're gonna talk about Elon Musk's office getting raided, but we gotta hit a little bit of news. I do want to play, what's her name? Miramar Martinez describes being 5 times by a CPP agent. I seen this story the other day. I didn't know she was testifying, so thank you, President Reagan, because this is nuts. Oh, is that the link with all the names, Tia? Thank you so much. And, you know, that's not just the list. Those aren't just names. Those are humans, families, the ripple effect when you lose somebody. And I speak personally on this, where I've lost both my parents when I was young. Many friends. I got a lot of guardian angels. This is how I'll put it. I got a lot of guardian angels. And the ripple effect and the PTSD and the trauma and the hurt and the life you live in that absence is a pain undescribable. And that's why, like, I really, like one of my t-shirts says, I don't argue with people who John Brown would have, you know, because there's no point. If they're gonna pretend like they, you know, care about the humanity of kids in daycares in Minneapolis, but then not the humanity of others, they're just frauds. So just remember that it's not just names. Those are people affected, parents, brothers, mothers, sisters, uncles, aunts, nieces. And this is a woman who was, you know, who's still living. Goddamn Tupac right here. This is a 22-minute thing, and I have not heard it yet. So I'm going to speed forward through it a little bit. Let's see if we can get to her describing what happened. And hopefully YouTube doesn't fuck with my video.
Guide me through my adult life. On October 4, 2025, those values were tested when my life was nearly taken by my own government. This testimony is my attempt to give voice to an experience that we struggle to hold, but silence cannot justify.
Silence cannot justify it. If you're quiet right now, you're complicit, okay? That's what it is. That's how it's been. It's unreal.
Saturday, October 4, 2025, I woke up tired but committed to doing the fall cleaning I promised myself I would do that day. After 2 hours, I had successfully filled an entire bag of good quality clothes and shoes I wanted to take to donate to my local church. After a quick shower and a cup of coffee, I put the bag of clothes in the back of my car and headed towards the church. As I was getting close to the church, I noticed a SUV that appeared to be similar to the Border Patrol vehicles that have been invading our Hispanic neighborhood. In the previous week, I got a quiet but firm sense that something wasn't right. As I passed the vehicle, I noticed an overlight in the front windshield, no front plates as required in Illinois, and an out-of-state license plate in the back. I then noticed a uniformed Border Patrol agent in the vehicle. As a 30-year-old USA citizen with no criminal history, I believed that I had nothing to worry about. But I was concerned for my friends, neighbors, based on the well-publicized incidents involving Border Patrol agents in our community over the past few weeks, arresting anyone with brown skin for no legitimate law enforcement reasons. For the next 15 to 20 minutes, I followed these Border Patrol agents through my neighborhood, honking my horn, shouting out "La Migra," to warn my neighbors about the presence of these agents who have been terrorizing our community over the past few weeks.
And I just want to say, we're listening to Miramar Martinez describe being 5 times by a CPP agent, CBP, the cucks of Epstein's buddies and perverts, CBP, the cucks of Epstein buddies and perverts. It's not illegal. It's been not illegal to honk your horn, follow ICE, and say, fuck those cops. Sorry. What is that? What band is that? It's been 1 week. Who is that? Why are they in my head? Who is that? Who is that? What band is that? It's been one. What is that band? It's been 1 week. Holy shit, they're Canadian, aren't they? They poisoned us in the 90s. It's been 1 week. Bare naked ladies. See what happens when you erase the thank you, Waffle. Mag is here. Thank you, Waffle, though. The bare naked ladies. Don't be confused with Donald Trump's favorite band, the Bare Naked Children. Respect for the brothers of Renee Good for speaking there today. I don't think I could do that. Oh man, did they speak? Listen, I didn't catch any of this. I've been digging into Elon and maggots and these Epstein files. These Epstein files are so surreal. Like, they're deleting. The other thing you can notice is, like, from when they released on, was it Friday? I forget when they released. No, Saturday. They released them on Saturday. And when you went into the search bar, you could see how many thousands of files they had on them. And as I've been searching and searching, the number keeps dropping. So, like, they're deleting a bunch of stuff. It's unreal. You're just like, God damn. Because when you search Trump on Saturday, some crazy stuff came up. And if you search Donald Trump's name today, it's like, hey, we're talking about the election. What do you think's going to happen in 2016? And it's like, oh no. Those aren't we know the ones that are redacted and deleted. Thankfully, screenshots. I have them blacked on my channel, which means I can't see them in the chats. Yeah, he'll melt off, and then we'll block him. It's funny, Tia, because there are these no avatar debate bros. Which, number one, I just listen to Mark Twain, Samuel Clemens, and I don't debate with morons or any of these Epstein defenders. I just don't debate with you because Mark Twain said, don't debate with anybody that's stupid. They're going to drag you down to their level and beat you with experience. So I just go off of, what the famous authors say. So I'm just not going to do it. It's just amazing to me how many people want to debate. I'm like, hey guys, just so you know, you're on YouTube. You could just make a video countering all my points. You're too scared to show your face, chicken shits. Huh, MAGA? Thought you're so proud of what you believe in. Is that why y'all now wear masks? Anyways, let's get back to this because I have a bunch of other audio to play. This is Miramar Martinez described being shot 5 times by CBP. This is unreal. This is like Tupac level of insanity, This is, I just can't, it's surreal. But you can drive around and protest and beep your horn and yell out your window. That's not something where you should have a weapon pulled. You know what I mean? Like, this is America, folks. I know people forget that and they're like, you're just supposed to obey the government. But 3 years ago, they were like, nobody should obey the government. They're a bunch of hypocrites, and this is why, I just can't entertain fools. I don't suffer them, and I don't entertain them. Go do your own YouTube channel. Stop trying to leech off my teat. but it's just surreal, you know? Because if you know anything about the founding of this country and the massive racism and genocide and all that stuff that was happening at the same time, like we're founded off of protests, you know? Like my family proudly, disgracefully dressed as Mohawk natives and dumped tea into the harbor. Proudly in protest, but disgracefully, shame on them. But at the same time, you know what I mean? Like it was based in protest. Like everything we did was organizing and revolting in protest, and not in like, hey, we're gonna put up flyers protest. They were like, dump that bitch King's tea in the harbor, destroy his capital, cut his money off. That kind of protest. And that spirit is long gone from MAGA. They're a bunch of simps.
As I did this, my neighbors started standing on the porches and sidewalks, joined in on this spontaneous life alert system and began setting off their car alarms to warn other neighbors.
Good. That's a community watch. That's what it's called. Community watch. They had them in the 70s. Go look it up. Community watch. It's a great thing. There's masked men here to kidnap people, and you want your neighbors to what? Pretend like this isn't happening? No, that's the community I want to live in. Where people are like, yo, masked men who are not identifying themselves in unmarked cars are roaming around kidnapping kids. I thought MAGA didn't want that, you know? Oh, wait, is it their Epstein army doing it? Then they don't care. This is what I mean, folks. It's like, that's a beautiful community. Talk to your neighbors. Organize your community. When the weather gets nice, have a cookout. Be like, guys, what's the plan? You know, we got to look out for each other. That's how the revolution started. But they did it at bars. And Sam Adams was like a failed everything. But he was a brilliant organizer and propagandist against King George III.
As the Border Patrol vehicle turned on Kedzie Avenue, I continued to beat my horn and warn my community. As we approached the intersection of 39 and Kedzie, my vehicle was 2 to 3 feet to the left of the Border Patrol vehicle, 2 car lengths ahead of me.
I'm nervous. I don't know if I could play this stuff.
It seemed like time stopped. I knew from watching the news coverage of other Border Patrol encounters in Chicago that I was in danger. I watched the vehicle of Agent Border...
Okay, hold on. I'm going to fast forward that part.
...was dragged from my car and likely beaten or killed. I drove forward and went around the Border Patrol agents, who jumped out of his car and pointed his gun at me. I moved to the far left lane, striking the curb on the far left side of Kedzie. The next thing I knew, I felt a burning sensation in my arms, legs, and that I had been shot by pepper balls, which I also seen these agents fire at people in our community. As I continued to drive past the Border Patrol agents, I could hear my back passenger window shatter, and I felt bullets continue to pierce my body. As I attempted to drive to a safe location, I began to feel lightheaded. I looked down and I noticed blood gushing out of my arms and legs.
Okay, I don't know how much I can play of this on YouTube. I just don't. I know this is from YouTube, PBS NewsHour, but you can look this up online. PBS NewsHour, watch Miramar Martinez describes being 5 times by CBP agent. This is horrific because I want you to remember her crime was alerting her neighbors that there are masked men in unmarked cars coming to kidnap people. She's a fucking hero. And when you really understand, so Border Patrol does not, ICE, they do not have authority over American citizens. They're not trained to, make arrests, enforce law. They're Border Patrol. They're they're not cops. They're not. And they're certainly not law enforcement. If you hear her story, they're breaking the law, not enforcing it. So they're not law enforcement. They are meant to deal with immigration, border issues. This is a U.S. citizen alerting her neighborhood to masked men in unmarked vehicles coming to kidnap people, which I would hope any American would be conscious enough to be like, I got to let people know, man, I've heard they're not respecting the Constitution, the Fourth Amendment. They're kicking in doors with no warrant. She knew that they were treating people with pepper spray and different kind of physical abuses. So, that's just the right and good thing to do, is to let people know. And what did she get for it? 5 pieces of lead in her. And she lived to tell the story. God bless her. She's a hero, you know. Fuck. So yeah, check that out, because I can't believe there's a segment of America who thinks like, oh yeah, nothing's wrong because I'm white. You fucking morons. You stupid racist pieces of shit. Speaking of dumb racist pieces of... Hold on. I'm sorry. I'm not reading any of the comments. Have you read the files? I've read a lot of them. A lot. In fact, I linked Sheila Zolnor down in the description because she is a very brilliant YouTuber. Please go subscribe to her, watch her stuff. She's releasing more stuff, and she's really parsing through the files. And what she is connecting on her own makes the government look like a wobbly toddler in charge of like a loaded weapon. You know what I mean? Because when Donald Trump's criminal attorney, where he got 34 felony charges because this guy was such a they're just all criminals. That guy is running things. So he's doing press conferences like there's nothing to investigate here, folks. And just brilliant YouTubers are connecting dots that are horrifying. You have to say it like that when you say it because it's so scary. And I'm going to play that for you in a minute. And we're going to get to Elon Musk. His offices were raided in France. Who would have knew? A guy who tweets these images, you know, a 54-year-old guy tweeting images of, I don't know, she looks 12. I don't know. I know it's his AI girlfriend, but, you know, we should even have laws against that. Call me radical. Jesus Christ. How are these people roaming free? You know, they do nothing good with their money. Seize his assets now. Seize his assets and nothing less. I want French authorities to seize his assets now. This man is a danger to all AI girlfriends under the age of 18. He's a fucking loser. God. Could you imagine having that much money and no personality? Just an absolute dunce. But speaking of racists, here's Jessica Waters on Fox News having some dumb bitch on. I don't know. Sorry. I just can't respect these people. You know, if you start to flaunt to me that you're dumb and moronic, my respect levels just drop. And Jesus is like, you know, you still got to love them dummies. And I'm like, I love them in a different way. I love them like you like the Pharisees, Jesus, you know, when you were like, woe to you hypocrites. That's how I love them, just like you did. They're talking about Billie Eilish saying whatever she said at the Grammys. I don't know. I can't watch the Grammys right now. I don't give a shit. And they're telling her, if you don't remember, Laura Ingraham on Fox News, horrible racist curd of way. She once told LeBron James to shut up and dribble, which I try to teach people here on the live stream. Hit subscribe, hit the notification bell. My name is Rob. Welcome to church. I am an ordained reverend. You don't have to be any kind of religious here. You just have to believe the power is with the people of the politics we address. Thank you, Tupac. This is kind of like a church of hip hop. You know, that's how I was raised. Hip hop and Kurt Cobain. But I try to teach people, and I try to arm you with the word of God. Because if these people are going to weaponize Jesus against you, you need to know what he really said. So it's not even about you believing in him or whatever. I'm not trying to press nothing upon you. I'm just trying to inform you and educate you. So when they spew this stuff, you can combat it. And that's why Joel Osteen blocked me on Twitter. By the way, I didn't know Mike Cernovich blocked me on Twitter too. I'm kind of proud of the people who have blocked me. Very proud. Birds of a feather. Losers. But when people tell you, like, shut up and stick to what you're good at, what they're telling you is don't be an American. Because America was for the, what's that saying again? We the political pundits who get paid by billionaires on Fox News. We the Rupert Murdoch's mouthpieces. Is that the saying? Does anybody remember? I can't recall if it says we, what is it? We the something. We the Fox News pundits who are all heirs to something or other. I think that's how it goes. Hold on. I'm going to have to look this up. This says we the people, history of the Constitution. The first three words of the preamble to the Constitution is we the people. Yeah, right. Yeah, right. I don't know about that. Listen, this is just the internet and United States Courts.gov. But can you really trust the internet, guys? I'm not sure. Let's go to Fox News now and see what they have to say about who should get involved in America. Let's see.
We're all fine with immigration, legal immigration. We're all here because of legal immigration.
You're not. You're not. The reason you guys flooded the Supreme Court with unqualified jags is because you wanted the Supreme Court to say, yeah, you could, if their skin tone is brown, you could stop them. So you're not. You're not. Shut up.
It's the illegal part and the fact that they...
This is what I mean. If you watch Fox News, you have to have brain damage. You have to have Dame Bramage. Because you can't be saying we don't like the illegal stuff when, you know, this is your number one funder right here. Elon Musk, $270 million to Donald Trump. You don't get to pick and choose the law. You don't get to be like, we're really against the illegal immigration. But trafficking, on the other hand, I look the other way. You know, it's like the hypocrisy. Please, Jessica, or Baby Tucker. Did you get pooped out of Tucker's butt? Is that how you got the job? No, that's right. He's the heir to Home and Gardens. You know that magazine? It's like Better Homes and Gardens. No, I'm not kidding. I did a video on this. Jessica Waters is the heir to that. Just like Tucker Carlson was the Swanson TV dinner heir, who his mother hated him so much, left him nothing. Jessica Waters, if you wonder what qualifies him, he's just a rich white guy. That's it. And he's willing to get richer off of having these frauds on. Go ahead, continue.
Choose to ignore those facts, but then...
Choose to ignore those. I love when they're like, you just choose to ignore those facts. Oh, really?
Few silly opinions, like Billie Eilish, which was comical what she said. This is why, shut up and dribble, shut up and sing, because you're super talented, but you don't know what you're talking about.
Shut up and sing, but you're super talented, you don't know what you're talking about. Coming from a woman who was like, we're really against illegal immigration. We're okay with violating the Constitution, the Fourth Amendment. You don't need a judicial warrant to go into a house. You just need one we printed off of Canva. We don't care about freedom of the press. That's why we arrested Don Lemon. So we'll violate the Constitution. But, you know, that immigration thing, that's where we hold the line with the legality. That bitch just said what Billie Eilish said was silly and she should shut up and sing. This is full court press state propaganda to make you think, yeah, maybe she's just like a dumb singer, man. Maybe she should just keep her, you know, these people are on TV wearing fucking suit. Why would you? This is the other thing I'm doing that I think is very important here. I want to tell you this. I need to tell you this. I need to share this with you. And we're going to go over some meme news, but I want to share this with you. I'm fighting a revolution, not just, you know, the one we're all in, Minneapolis, but I'm fighting a revolution to look like normal people doing news entertainment or whatever. What does Fox News do? Newsmertainment? What are they? Opinion pieces? Remember that court case where they were like, nobody would take us serious. We're not news. We're just, we're opinion jokes. We're a satire show. We're like Daily Show. I don't think people should be talked at in suits, you know? I think America's had enough of suits. How do you feel? I think we've had it with suits. I don't think you look fancy. I think a nice sweatshirt in the winter, appropriately, and then, you know, a tank top in the summer should deliver the news. It gives you that rustic, this guy gets it feel. So that's the revolution I'm fighting. Here, because, listen, on the heels of Fox News saying they really care about the law, I just want to play Senator Chris Murphy talking about a law that could have been broken.
This was a case in which they knew it was so egregious, it was so wrong that they did it in private. What we are talking about here is stunning. A secret payment of at least $187 million to Trump's family, a payment of at least $31 million to the family of Trump's top Middle East advisor, and then soon after a gift of national security secrets to the UAE that up until those two secret payments, every American president had refused to give. That is corruption. Those are the elements of a bribe. This is potentially criminal conduct. The rule of law may be suspended today. Republicans may not be willing to do anything about this corruption simply because the president is of your party. For now, Trump and his friends may get away with these crimes and with this corruption. But the rule of law is coming back. And when it does, everyone who has greased their palms off government service, trading government favors for cash,
Will hang.
and violating the laws of this nation are going to jail.
Going to jail. I thought treason was a different punishment, but I don't know. I'm old school. Bring back tradition. Let them swing. So yeah, when Fox News and Jessica Waters is stomping their feet and clutching their pearls about the legality of immigration, it's weird they're not, playing this audio, being like, that's a lot of money for national secrets. My God, I think that might be more dangerous than somebody, trying to look for refuge in a country. Interesting that Jessica Waters isn't covering that. I wonder why. Well, I guess we'll never know. Okay, so there was the audio I wanted to play for you. Now I have some meme news for you. We're going to get to this. Who thinks Elon's going to show up? I think he's chicken shit. Elon, I think you're chicken shit. What's your take on the fraud in Minnesota? Oh my God. You know what my take on the fraud in Minnesota is? Nick Shirley wears Velcro shoes, and I can't believe you fell for that shit. But if you really want to look into fraud, look up Rick Scott Medicaid fraud in Florida. As soon as we start punishing those people, I'll hear you on the trickle down fraud. Okay, as soon as you start punishing the big corporate frauds, then we can discuss that. But until then, don't pick and choose. You're like, what about the fraud in this? The tiny fraud they were already looking into, but I saw this fucking moron do a video that was trumped up and fucking corrupt and not real and make believe. You watch out for his Velcro shoes. You slip over his fucking laces. Yeah, when you're gonna cherry pick that shit, I'm sorry. Are you that stupid? That you want to go after the nickel and dime fraud while the billionaires are committing the biggest fraud? What does that do? I would say if you want to send a message, this is the government stance, okay? They're not like, guys, we got to bust every little dealer on the streets. Just bust them all. Don't go for the big one. No. We do. Well, technically they didn't. They did. They went after Pablo after a while, after working with him. Yeah. Anyways. Their theory, okay? I'm a veteran of the drug war, the winning side, by the way. And we did win that drug war. You can lock us all up. You're just not going to lock up drugs, And it turns out they were medicine. It was medicine the whole time. The government got you. They got a patent on cannabis, 2003. Look it up. It's a medicine. But yeah, for all of our service in the drug war, we understood, they weren't trying to get all the little guys. They eventually thought, if you get the big guy, you stop it. So the fact that there's all these Republicans, pretending they have some kind of morality while defending the Epstein files, funniest thing ever, is kind of hilarious. Because if you give a shit about fraud, there is real fraud happening. Again, look up Rick Scott. Florida. He's in their government now. This is horrifying. He's Slender Man. I've done a bunch of videos on him. You ever seen Rick Scott and Slender Man in the same place? Didn't think so. Okay. We don't know if Rick Scott is Slender Man or if Slender Man is Rick Scott, but we'll get down to it. We'll figure that out at some point. So yeah, just don't pick and choose. 1.4 billion, was that it? Yeah. Trump has gained 1.4 billion. The Rick Scott thing was here. I'll just look it up. What is it? Rick Scott, Medicare fraud. Oh, look, Google does it for you. How much? Oh, the largest. You don't even, hey, you could just go to the Department of Justice, justice.gov. Largest healthcare fraud case in America. Is that what it says? Wow. Hey, who was that guy that was into fraud? Where'd he go? Where did he go? Where did that guy go who asked, is he gone? Did he hide? Anyways, I'm not gonna bother, but hey guy that cares about fraud. Have I got news for you? Oh my God. The government recovered 1.7 billion. Wow. 1.7 billion. Oh my God. That seems like, I don't know, that seems like a lot. What do you guys think? But yeah, no. Totally focus on, no. This one, full audit of Medicare, over 2.7 billion. Oh, that's from Rick Scott's website. No, it is the 1.7 billion. The company agreed to pay. Then Scott, you know what Rick Scott's punishment was? He had to resign from the company and go into politics. Ugh, what a tough life. I just did a video on him because he was like, who doesn't want to be rich here, to Congress? He was like, we have to be able to trade stocks because we regulate those companies that we're trading on. He didn't say exactly that, but, that's underlying tones. I read in between the lines. You know what I mean? All right. Are we done entertaining the chit chat? That's more than Trump so far this term. Yeah, Rick Scott made out more than Nick Shirley, daycare stalker, has left. Did he leave San Diego? I seen he was in San Diego, and I hope my community out there scared that little punk off. John, do you know how much 1 million weighs? 66 pounds. Damn. Well, listen, don't Trump, pardon the Silk Road dude, Honduras president. That's what I mean. I'm sorry to make a big to-do about that guy being like, what do you think about fraud? It's just, you have to point out, you have to make them feel so stupid they never ask that question again. You know what I mean? Like, this is the point where you have to shame MAGA into their shell again. You have to be like, don't come out for another 20 years, you fucking fascist. Like, you have to really spell it out for MAGA, overemphasize, beat the point to death. You know what I mean? When they're like, oh, well, what do you think about Medicare fraud in Minnesota? What do you think about daycare fraud in Minnesota? I think it's fucking pennies, man. I think Rick Scott got off easy leaving his company to go into politics so he could trade upon the companies he regulated. And if you're going to talk to me about fraud, I would like you to talk to me about the largest fraud in America. And then we can trickle down from there as your Reaganites speak it. All right, let's read this. I've linked to AP story and I linked Al Jazeera story about Elon Musk. I'm not going to be able to say some of these words because this 54-year-old is a pervert, and his charges are perverted. Somebody made that. That's so funny. Somebody made that. You've got mail. Who's old enough to remember that shit? You open up your email and go, you got mail. Elon didn't. By the way, I'll show this for a second. Donald Trump, known Jeff for 15 years, terrific guy, a lot of fun to be with. Yeah, I'm reading the Epstein files, folks, and a lot of other people are. And if you're defending it, just know there's no middle ground here. You're one of the worst humans ever. Okay, now that we've addressed that, before we get into Elon, I keep forgetting, I got to go over the meme news. Welcome to church. I'm your ordained Reverend, Rob, former addict. Oh, yeah. Did you guys see this? Here's some meme news. The Jeffrey Epstein experience. Turns out there's a lot of Epstein's friends going on the Joe Rogan show. Joe, your response? I mean, he even interviewed Peter Thiel. Joe, if you haven't seen it, I've only seen it in clips because, I'd rather bang my head off the wall against the wall than listen to Joe Rogan. I mean, he is torturous to listen to. Just the stupidity in this man's fucking voice. But I did listen to the clips of him interviewing Peter Thiel, and he's asking Peter, he's like, so when did you meet Epstein? How did you meet him? You know, thinking this is going to absolve Thiel of the things. And even at one point, when Teeter Peel, that's what we'll call him, Teeter Peel. When Teeter Peel is telling Joe the year he met him, he says something like 2014. And Joe's like, oh, so that was before the arrest? And Peter's like, well, before the second one, not the first. No, he had been arrested in 2008. We all knew what he was doing. He doesn't say that. He's just like, no, it was after the arrest. And Joe's like, oh, shit, can we cut this? You know? So it's like there's damning evidence on this podcast, the Epstein Experience, or whatever it's called. I don't know what they're calling it now. Rebranding? Who knows? But we got to get to some meme news because this is good stuff that I thought the internet should share. Hello. Can you sound me now? Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now? Remember that commercial? They seized his assets? No, you're a liar. You idiot. I'm saying they should seize his assets. Criminal enterprise. CSAM. Let's call it that. CSAM. So yeah, should seize his assets. Just like if it was any other human on earth besides Donald Trump's butt boy. Can you guys hear me? There, the sound is back. Okay, thank you. Thank you, Dusty. I had dial-up AOL. Yeah. Okay. Oh, what's up? 88 Infinity. UK can hear you. Are you really in the UK? Cool. Yeah. Who's a liberal here? Point them out so we can boo them. Boo! No liberals here, all right? We're not status quoers. We're radical leftists. We're pushing for a 3-day work week. Should be a 1-day work week. We should work as much as Elon Musk does, which he doesn't. He's always on Twitter, okay? Pushing for taxes paid healthcare, billionaires' taxes paying for healthcare. We're pushing for retirement at 55, a whole new revamp of the school system where they teach you about taxes. We're revamping the government. That's what we're going to do. We're going to do some shit like this. I just want to show you. And then we're going to get into Elon's stuff. You see Mamdani? This guy went into office and bada bing, not even a month, taking care of kids, childcare, saving people thousands of dollars. He's putting bathrooms everywhere, free buses. Mamdani forces delivery apps to pay back $4.6 million cheated from drivers. He's using the equivalent of the Cfpb in New York to fight these corporations, because if you've ever had a pay dispute with the corporation, good fucking luck. I'll tell you that right now. Good luck. As one person. This is why unions are so important. But we used to have this thing called the Cfpb. You might have heard about it on the Joe Rogan podcast when Mark Zuckerberg was like, I don't even know what that is, dude. Yeah, they protect consumers. And if you're in my live stream, you're a consumer. If you're on YouTube, you're a consumer. Elon Musk isn't in the chat, okay? He's not a consumer. He's an oppressor and a pervert, apparently. 54-year-old pervert. But the Cfpb is amazing because if you have a gripe with one of these corporations, you could get in touch with them. And in fact, their response rate was, hold on. Where is it? Where's the CFP? Oh, here. Look. Look, on average, a 98% timely response rate. Now, I've used things like the CFPB. I've recommended the CFPB before Donald Trump got in for people. And when the CFPB reached out, those companies got back to you, whether it was a landlord corporation, a multinational corporation, they would get back to you because they didn't want to get with by this. Donald Trump went in, links in the description, and he absolutely gutted it. Look, they were saving Americans $21 billion. Who's against saving money? I know you're not, MAGA. You could pretend you are. But the Trump administration and Elon Musk wanted to delete it. Why? Because they're scam artists. So they laid people off, fired people, directed others to seesaw work. They even locked people out of the agency. It's unreal what they did to, basically take away any consumer rights. You're a consumer. Consumers are 70% of the economy. They don't want to protect you. They lied to you if you believe them. You shouldn't believe liars. But anyways, so this agency was good. They were the ones that restricted the overdraft fees, the credit card excess, fees on late payments. Like, they were doing work for the people. They were one of the agencies that was really good. Look into it. 2 links down below. Please check out the CFPB, because this was a vital government organization started in 2010 and already saving us a ton of money and helping you. Like, if you needed help, being like, this corporation is blowing me off. I remember I dealt with AT&T, and you can't get somebody on the fucking phone at AT&T. I reached out to my local CFPB, and guess what? I had the president of some fucking yada yada, the president of apologies. That's what I was calling him, because he called me back within a day. And then I said, oh, now you want to get in touch with me? Okay, let's make you wait a few weeks. And they'll keep calling you, because they have to let the CFPB know, like, hey, we did our best to reach out. And then after a few weeks, after ghosting them like AT&T did to me, I reached back out and I gave him a tongue lashing. I said, how the fuck do you think I'm going to give you money when this is how you treat your people who give you money? I don't use AT&T. I haven't used AT&T, and I won't use AT&T because of that experience. And if you have AT&T and you've ever tried to get in touch with customer service, you probably understand what the fuck I'm talking about. But this is our recourse. That's what the government's supposed to do. I know some people think like the government's just supposed to have a militarized police force. So if you step out of line or jaywalk or film them, then they do whatever. But no, really. What was it? The preamble? We the what? We the obedient masses? What does it say in the Constitution? Does anybody know? We the sheeple. We the people. It says we the people. That's right. So I point all this out. Hold on. Let me get back. Because the government can work for us. I forgot what it's talking about. Soulless is here. I got to take a minute. Sunshine Euphoria is here. No, they're just stupid. That's fair. That's fair. No, they're just morons. And it's not your fault, morons. The United States government has underfunded and deliberately, maliciously treated the education system as like an enemy of the people. And they've tricked you into thinking it's an enemy of the people. But when I grew up, they used to have commercials that said, the more you know. We used to have PSAs where it was like, give a hoot, don't pollute, basic shit. And now that doesn't exist. And they want you to think, books are your enemy. Oh, God. So it's not your fault, morons. You're just trying to be the best moron you can. And you're watching Fox News and they're telling you like, hey, we believe in laws. Not the First Amendment to protest, but we believe in the ones that scare you. So, you're right, Sunshine. Soulless, how are you doing, man? It's been so long. We got to catch up. So good to see you. Soulless is a long time. Oh, Jesus. I'm just going to put this person in timeout. Shut your fucking mouth. And we know who's been duped by stupid online shit, AI photos, because that person I just had to mute is, proving it. By the way, I sang from this old Schoolhouse Rock short. Schoolhouse Rock. Oh. That is a classic. See, and people probably don't even know about that. Sunshine's in the house. Trump has only used 2,000 unique words in his life. You voted for him. What does it say about you? I can tell you exactly what it says about that. Just give me 1 second. I'll tell you what it says about him.
Educated. I love the poorly educated.
I
moved on her like a bitch.
They probably move like a bitch. And we know that.
Smart people don't like me.
Yeah, they don't. So what I say to them is, quiet, piggy. G.I. Joe. Knowing is half the battle. The other half is getting out in the streets, bitches. It would be a shame if the people behind the shield wall held up umbrellas so the tear gas canisters fired over their heads in front of the wind would bounce away, bounce away, bounce away. Sorry, I shouldn't sing this to Kurt Cobain's It Would Be a Shame. I want to see if Bunk Bed Coffin has a version of... hold on. Bunk... It's one of my favorite. Is that wait? What's the? I don't think he does a. I don't think he does a cover of it. If you haven't heard Bunk Bed Coffin, I'll play some of him while I look for this. This is Bunk Bed Coffin. Bunky, thank you for letting me use your music. He's a local artist here on YouTube. Please go and support him. Link in the description. This is his music. I'm going to look something up. Ain't It a Shame? It's called Ain't It a Shame. That is Bunk Bed Coffin. Rip Cobain. Yep. Gone too soon. Okay, so let me go through some of the meme news and then we will get to Elon. It would be a shame if protesters began constructing improvised armor vests out of duct tape, hardback books, and ceramic tiles. That would be a shame, folks. It would be a shame if protesters started wearing safety glasses, hard hats, respirators, or guarded gloves, all which could be found at the same hardware stores as the plywood. That would be a shame. Be a shame. That's why I'm showing you this, because it'd be a shame. It would be a shame if they started using traffic cones, the kind, without the little hole on the top, upside down buckets, or other improvised lids to contain tear gas by placing them over the canisters. That would be a shame. What do you think? You're part of the Boston Tea Party? You cut that out. Cut that out. You be a loyalist. It would be a shame if protesters learned that police scanners, we all knew this in the 90s, are legal to own in the U.S., allowing them to learn when the police are moving and what routes they intend to take. Do kids not know you could get a police scanner? I guess they don't even know about the two-way radios and the Nextels. Pagers. Mobile phones that were this big. Snake on Nokia phones. Oh, man. It was a beautiful time in the 90s. It would be a shame. Remember, shame, 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 shame. It would be a shame if they discovered that these scanners can be used as well to send signals, allowing them to flood the scanner frequencies with noise. That would be a that would be a shame. It would be a shame. All of this would be a terrible, terrible shame. Look at this mismatch crew. Like, what the fuck is this? I'm sorry. Every time I see photos of ICE, I'm like, guys, can't you go to Abercrombie and Fitch together and pick out a fucking uniform? Like, Jesus Christ. Half of them look like they got out of the Army surplus store. These dudes look like they shopped at, Abercrombie. This guy, it's like, is that Carhartt? Is that an advertisement? Like, what is this? Under Armour over here, like, if I saw this shit, I would be like, this is a Proud Boy militia, just little loose. It's like a casual Friday Proud Boy militia. Like, bring your own gear from home, guys. We're going out into the streets to raid communities. This is insane. Just so you know, they have like billions of dollars in funding. All that money that we were supposed to have in healthcare for subsidies so people just don't die and can have health care? I know it's a radical woke concept, folks. Having the citizens of your country not worry about the cost of health, all for the sake of the good lords at United Health. Albeit named good lords of United Health, deny us our claims through AI. Welcome to church. I'm ordained Reverend Rob. All hail the mighty United Health CEOs. By the way, I just need to bring this up. I need Brian Thompson's toxicology report. I think he died of fentanyl. Just throwing it out there if Luigi's lawyers want to use that, innocent until proven guilty. I haven't seen a toxicology report for Brian Thompson, middle management CEO of United Health. You know him because he went to New York. And something happened to him. I forget. Fentanyl, something like that. And then the business meeting went on. They didn't give a shit. They were like, "Oh, Brian's not here. Good, we don't have to smell him today. Smell you later, Brian." They didn't give a shit. They were like, "Continue with the meeting. How much money are we making from people dying?" And also the other Clandis, if you want to harp on this, go ahead. My other crazy theory, my other opinion piece circles around Charlie Clan. And I think he died of fentanyl too. I haven't seen the toxicology. They have not released one. So I'm just saying, until I see the toxicology report, Brian Thompson, Charlie Clan, all died of fentanyl. That's my theory. Guys, what do you want me to do? I haven't seen the toxicology. How do we know? How do we know? It's fucking crazy, man. Oh, you're just going to believe the story? Okay. Epstein's best friends are all on Joe Rogan's show. Bernie introduced a bill that would make the 32-hour work week the standard with no loss of pay. Guess what? I talked about this over a year ago when the UK did it. And when the UK did it, 9% of the companies decided to not go back to a full work week. Because if you just know anything about history, I know MAGA doesn't like to read, but this is for my readers in the audience, because I know you like to read. I show this book all the time. Rutger Bregman, Dutch historian, Utopia for Realists. He talks about this many, many times in this book. He cites historic examples where when you cut hours and keep people's pay the same, it benefits the company. Crazy, right? For all you bootlickers, it actually helps the company. And crazy people like Henry Ford and the Kellogg's cornflake capitalism guy, they reaped the benefits of it, because when you have enough money and time to live your life, you want to spend that money. That's how the economy works. I know I'm not an economist, call me nuts, but 70% of our economy is based on us being able to spend money. Oh, did you think Elon Musk was spending those trillions at your little mom and pop shop that you hope that doesn't close in your town? No, he's not coming there. Unless you live on Epstein Island. Then he's begging to go there. By the way, I'm Rob. Hit subscribe, hit the notification bell. Welcome. I do news commentary every single weekday, sometimes on the weekends, but don't tell anybody, okay? That's just between us. What were we talking about? Goddamn ADD. I refuse to take medication. Oh, hold on one second. Hold on. We're going to get to the Elon story. I just want you to know that every accusation is an admission by these people. So this is the game plan. Admit nothing, deny everything, make counter accusations. He says against me, but because he's saying this is the far left propagandists. We have no far left in this country. In the media, in politics, we're just on YouTube. There's just a large, silent, large woke minority of us, a majority minority of us that want healthcare. Guess what? If you don't want to pay a mortgage payment for your healthcare, you might be woke. Give me 1 second. There's no such thing as free healthcare. Small-minded people. I love small-minded people because we're going to open and broaden your horizons. I want you to look around the world. And what you're going to see is people get something back for their taxes they pay in the form of healthcare. It's incredible. In fact, Canada last year just made insulin free for everybody, whether you have the national or private healthcare. I mean, I could keep telling you this stuff, but you know, you have the internet. I know it might scare you to read, but it will do you good. Reading does the body good. I think that was an ad. Someone always has to pay somehow. What do you think taxes are for? No, seriously. Do you think taxes are just to pay for Israel's universal health care? Do you think taxes are just for militarizing the police? This is the worst. You are the most anti-American person I've ever fucking met. Ever. Like, you could even be creative and be like, oh, we should just tax billionaires. We just tax them at 100%. They could be 999 millionaires. Make them pay. But you're like, no, I just won't think of anything. Oh, so you're a problem guy, not a solution guy. I got it. Okay, why don't you keep your mouth shut? Hate to say it, people like giving stuff out for free, especially doctors. You hear about their volunteers, all society could be a choice. Thank you, Dusty. That is another very beautiful point. No, there's no such thing as volunteering. Everybody's paying the price. Where does that person live? In a fucking bucket next to a frog? Jesus. Idiocracy was a warning shot that streamers like this were coming. If you think Idiocracy is about people talking about healthcare for the citizenry when every other first world nation has it, you watched that movie wrong. Yeah, the math isn't mathing when you're like, we need the Epstein files. I'm voting for Donald Trump. And you're getting the Epstein files, and it's all Donald Trump. Anyways, so remember, this is the playbook. Admit nothing, deny everything, and then make counter accusations. Okay? By the way, did you see in the Epstein files, Melania met Trump through Epstein? You could read all this stuff for yourself, justice.gov. Or just go to Twitter. Oh. I forgot. Shout out to my brother. Thank you for this. Entering America illegally is a misdemeanor. CSAM, felony. You got the wrong folks in cages. You got the wrong folks in cages. MAGA, you hear me? You're supporting the wrong people in cages. The only sanctuary city, like Jon Stewart said, is DC, where the wealthy and powerful that you bootlick for have sanctuary from all of the heinous crimes that they've committed. Okay, here we go. French prosecutors raided the offices of social media platform X on Tuesday as part of a preliminary investigation into allegations including spreading CSAM and deepfakes. They summoned a billionaire. Summoned? I hope on the summons it was like, we're bringing back tradition and a photo of a guillotine. And they were like, here's your summons. We're the French. Don't forget your history. X and Musk's artificial intelligence company XAI is also facing intensifying scrutiny from Britain's data privacy regulator, which opened formal investigations into how they handled personal data when they developed and deployed Musk's artificial intelligence chatbot Grok. Built by XAI, it's available through X. Global outrage it sparked last month after it pumped out a torrent of non-consensual deepfakes in response to X users. And I'm just guessing. I'm just going to show you one of Elon Musk's tweets. Where did I put it? Here it is. This is Elon Musk tweeting this from his, XAI. I'm guessing that AI girl is not of age, and I'm guessing he probably does worse stuff in private. I'm just guessing. Because if you're willing to share something like this creepy, check his hard drives. Hopefully they seized them all in France. Hold on, who said? Rome, are you kidding? I know my history. Do you know your history? What do you think I'm doing right here on YouTube? I'm spreading the word. I'm like goddamn Sam Adams at the Boston pubs saying, you understand who's trying to be tyrannical against us? So I'm well versed in my history. I think you don't know your history. You should look it up. Look up Catacombs of Loyalty, if you're a history buff. During the Revolutionary War, 1777, I believe. New Englanders went down to New York. The city was filled with what they considered mostly to be loyalists, redcoats. You might know them as modern day red hats, loyal to the crown. They want a crown. Well, back in the Revolutionary days, us New Englanders, we were just a little radical bunch. And they went down and chased out most of the 20,000 people, those considered loyal to King George. A couple dozen of those loyalists were captured, taken up to Connecticut, and put in a copper mine to be imprisoned, which they called the Catacombs of Loyalty. Okay, so just remind you of your history. We don't take too kindly to people loyal to the crown in America. We don't have a crown, okay? We want to be free of tyranny. So when you bootlick and joke about, ooh, King Trump and all that, just remember the Catacombs of Loyalty was a copper mine turned prison in Connecticut. So I believe we really need to go back to tradition. I just think the people are not woken up enough to what kind of perverts are running things and how we used to handle them. You know, how we used to handle people that would joke about being loyal to a crown. So know your history. I encourage you to. It's good for your soul. Fucking cheers you up, you know? I watch stuff about the Catacombs of Loyalty and I go, God damn, there is hope for us after all. I would love to find an old copper mine for these people. The Boston Tea Party was about being taxed without representation. Waffle, the funniest thing about a MAGA telling me that it's about being taxed without representation is the Boston Tea Party was a fucking protest, you moron. Let me show you modern day Boston Tea Party. Patriots, right there. Modern day Boston Tea Party. Out making the fucking powerful uncomfortable, saying we're not going to take your tyranny. You don't even have to be destroying property. Although, Waffle, here's a beautiful fucking gotcha. If you're for the Boston Tea Party, just know that they were destroying capital. They were destroying the king's tea. You know how conservatives and MAGA always say, if you're going to spit and kick out a car, then you should be murked in the street. That's not very American. The Boston Tea Party was all about destroying the king's stuff. So what do you support? You hypocrite, you spineless coward. Oh, God. Elon Musk. You've got mail. This dude is the worst of the worst. Oh, look at this. Here. This is MAGA. Pay attention. Thank you to my brother for sending me this because I'm not all over the internet. Sometimes people help me out. I grew up Republican, still am in many ways, but MAGA pushed the party so far right, I get called a liberal now. I'm going to block this. The reason they call everyone a liberal, you've seen it in my chat. And I'm like, who the fuck's a liberal? I'm a radical woke leftist. I'm the one Donald Trump warned you about. Why? Because I'm going to teach you that the rest of the world has healthcare paid for by their taxes. And we could pay for our healthcare by the illegal immigrants' taxes. Elon Musk, you know that illegal immigrant? We could just tax him to shit, you know, seize all his assets because he's clearly running an undercover weird AI trafficking company. He's trafficking AI girls. I don't know. How does that work? You know, the French are seizing his computers. But they call everyone a liberal because if you don't fall in line, if you're not goose fucking stepping with Donald Trump, they're like, oh, he must be a liberal. Must be a liberal. He can think straight. Donald tells me what to think, and I think straight for him. But he'll go on to explain this. Let me explain the difference. Traditional Republicans believe in fiscal responsibility. That's hilarious. Limited government. This is the funniest thing when they're like, let me explain to you what a real conservative is. I believe in limited government. That means no regulations for businesses, but we regulate women's bodies. Oh, really? You're a fucking joke. Get out of here. Conservative Party is just fascism in its smallest tyrannical form. But go on. Strong institutions. Personal responsibility. Free markets. Listen, if you're pushing for limited government, not to regulate these giant trillion-dollar corporations. You don't believe in free markets, because if you know anything about capitalism, it's just who can buy out everybody else. That's why we have 6 fucking media companies owned by like 3 families. Okay, so this is all a joke, but let's let the fucking conservatives pretend like they're serious people for a minute. Strong alliances, rule of law. As long as they can write those laws, they believe in them. But now it's whatever. Now MAGA Republicans believe whatever Trump says today, even if it contradicts yesterday. A loyalty test. Agree 100% or you're a traitor, rhino, liberal. Conspiracy theorists over facts. That's the funniest one, because they really do. You know what I mean? Like they were like, QAnon, no proof. And now we have all the Epstein files, and they're like, get over it, losers. Grievance politics, owning the libs. That's the funniest thing. Personality cult, performative outrage, ends justifies the means. I didn't move left. The party moved off a cliff. I still believe in conservative principles. No, I don't want to read the rest of this. No, you don't. No, you don't. No, you don't. Oh, did you guys see this? The Clintons agreed to testify in Epstein congressional probe ahead of contempt vote. I don't like Bill Clinton. I certainly don't like this bitch. But let me tell you, if they come out and they're like, oh yeah, now we'll testify. I was there and I seen Trump doing all this shit. That would be hilarious. And Hillary in the fucking seats in the back going, Arsenio. Yeah, so read all the I linked a few different articles about the ex-offices raided in France. It's so crazy. French investigation was opened January last year by the prosecutor's cybercrime unit. And this is, remember, this has got to be, I don't know if it's a RICO case or what, but this is like international CSAM and deepfake. The Paris prosecutor's office said in a statement, it's looking into alleged complicity in processing and spreading something images of minors, something explicit deepfakes, denial of crimes against humanity, and manipulation of an automated data processing system as part of an organized group, among other charges. I don't know if they have RICO in France, but that's what this sounds like. Prosecutors asked Musk and former CEO Linda Yaccarino to attend voluntary interviews on April 20th, 420. I wonder if Elon will make a joke that day. Employees of X has also been summoned that same week to be heard as witnesses. Ooh, doggy. You know what we're all doing on 420? We'll be right here. Malaysia will take legal action against Musk. And I think the UK is going to take legal action. That would be amazing. This is world solidarity. You know, if we could get Malaysia, the UK, France to all just seize his stuff. America's too coward right now. You know, they bent the knee. But again, I just want to remind you, this is a real tweet from Elon Musk. This girl definitely doesn't look of age, and I don't know how you can be a pervert against AI girls, but somehow this dude managed to. So, you know, if this is what he's willing to share, like, I would be embarrassed. I'm not even as old as this dude, and I would be fucking horrified if, like, that was one of my tweets. I would be like, God damn, man. God damn, do I need some friends? Which, you know, we already know about him. He does need some friends. We saw it in the Epstein files. But that shit is just fucking low-key, high-key embarrassing. And again, here was his defense to being desperately asking Jeff Epstein if he could come over. He's that one kid at the sleepover that did not get invited, but the sleepover is, you know, perverts. And his defense was, again, like, Elon, you have all the money in the world. Pay a writer. Comics do it. Well, we know Joe Rogan does it, but he's not a comic. So, but, you know, like, get a PR team, buddy, because you're digging the hole deeper. If I actually wanted to spend my time partying with young women, it would be trivial for me to do so with the help of a creepy loser. By the way, this is actually pronounced kids. That's what Epstein was hanging out with, kids. Kids. Again, in the Epstein files. Okay? Okay? So, hold on. Da-dum-dum. Dum. Oh, did you guys see this news? Not good. Backed by billionaires, Trump raises $274 million ahead of the midterms. Not good. Looks like Elon Musk and Jeff Yass, along with the crypto industry, they're raising hundreds of millions last year for the 2026. So is MAGA still here? Is MAGA still here? I'm guessing MAGA's still here. They can't not be. MAGA, what's that feel like? To believe this guy works for you. What did you throw in $1? I know eggs are still kind of expensive. I know you're saving 12 cents on gas. So would you save up all the 12 cents to send it to Donald Trump, a billionaire Nepo coastal elite baby who is a Democrat? Did you send him your $1? I'm sure he's paying close attention to that over the $236 million the crypto bros and Elon Musk raised for him. Working for you, right? The common man. Guys, you don't have to put so many letters. You could just say, like, you love Jeffrey Epstein's best friend, Donald Trump. You know, you could just put it in, The Daily Show is strong in this guy. Thank you. I love The Daily Show. Love it. Jon Stewart, brilliant. Okay. Should I play some of this for you? This is Sheila Zolnor. Link in the description. Warning. She's a very intelligent lady. I really respect her. I love her. Follow her on YouTube. She does these breakdowns where, if you're interested in the Epstein files, go follow her. Please. No joke. Sheila is amazing. And so I'm going to play some of her video fast forward, and I'm going to skip through. I'm just going to highlight the points because I need to point out how maliciously negligent this government is. Maliciously negligent. This is Sheila.
1,500, 1,500, 1,500, 1,500, 20,000, 30,000. This is a pattern. The 1,500, this is a very distinguishable pattern of having somebody on retainer. And then when they come through for you, there's the big payments of the 30,000, the 20,000, the 30,000. Who's this?
Okay, so you understand what she's laid out right there. She's laying out the bank records and proving that somebody's on retainer and they're getting the retainer payments, the small ones, and then the large sum once they come through. She'll get to what coming through is in a minute. Let's get to the next part.
When Epstein was at his Palm Beach mansion. Some of these girls later told Palm Beach detectives that it was Kellen who would show them upstairs where they would arrive at the house and set up the massage table for them.
Okay, so Kellen is Ghislaine Maxwell's right-hand lady. That's what she's laying out there. I gotta get to the next part because this is an 8-minute video, so I just want to get to the meat and, well, you can't have meat anymore because it's like $100 an ounce. Let's get to the cereal and water of this. That's what America, if you're not in America, all of our food is extremely expensive because Donald Trump put on tariffs. He made us an isolated shithole third world country. So now we have CEOs going on TV. This is no joke. The CEO of Kellogg said, if you can't afford dinner, just buy our cereal. And then Donald Trump's regime, the agricultural secretary, she's a secretary. Anyways, I laugh because it's his regime. All respect the secretaries, unless you're in his regime. The agricultural secretary came on TV and said you can have one piece of chicken, one piece of broccoli, one tortilla, and one other thing. It sounds like North Korea. It really does, but no, this is America. And they're telling you food has never been cheaper, but for dinner, to afford dinner every night, one piece of chicken, one piece of broccoli, one tortilla, and one other thing. The American dream, folks. So now,
The condominium listed to take SLK Designs deliveries.
She's just laying out, this lady has a shell business called SLK Designs, and that's where those payments were going to keep her on retainer. But she explains, like, you can't find anything. This business does not exist outside of these articles that she's reading about in Epstein's logs, the Epstein logs. Now here, let's get to the very disturbing stuff. And I just want to remind you, where did he say it? Okay.
You see SAF, that's the Santa Fe airport. I don't know what ZOR is, okay? But this Christy Rogers,
ZOR is Zorro Ranch, Santa Fe Airport. You can look up Zorro Ranch. It's Jeff Epstein's private compound.
I don't see her name ever again. There's no return flight. You know whose name I saw a whole bunch of though? Alan Dershowitz, just a side note. But I never see Christy Rogers' name again.
Christy Rogers' name again. Oop, spoiler alert. So you see this girl's name once on the flight logs going to Santa Fe Zorro Ranch.
Note the spelling, Rodgers. That's the way his last name is spelled. Could it be that he just spelled her last name wrong because it's his last name? Just out of habit? This is a missing person, Christy Jean Rogers. Do you know when she disappeared? Do you know when this Christy Rogers disappeared? August 1st, 1997. August 1st, 1997. I don't think that sounds like a coincidence. And what's funny to me,
So it just so happens that this girl disappeared when she took the flight to Zorro Ranch. I'm going to get to the next part because she points out some very interesting.
exactly are they doing to look into any of these things? These are things to things that the smallest amount of curiosity by internet sleuths uncovers a treasure trove, right? So what exactly is the government doing to investigate? What exactly are they doing to look into any of these things? These are every single page of these files is a lead. And I need to know what they've done to investigate any part of these leads, any leads at all. But it's the plausible deniability of it all. They get to say that as it stands, as we sit here, there's not enough evidence to arrest anyone additional. So as it stands, he was only trafficking children to himself. You stupid fucking idiots. Because as long as we don't look into it, there is no additional information that would lead to an arrest. Of course not, of course. I mean, so the next question is, why is Todd Blanche lying to us? I don't know, man. Do you happen to know who represented the orange one in his criminal trials?
All right, where are we? If you're wrong, it means you supported a... If I'm wrong, it means I'm wrong. That's a good point. It's a weird hill to die on, but, you know, hold on.
For which he was found guilty? Todd Blanche. And by the way,
And finally, anything that depicts or contain images of death, physical abuse, or injury, also not for
images of death or physical injury? You're telling me that you have videos and photographs depicting death and physical violence, and there's nothing to investigate? You have videos and photos depicting death and physical violence, and there's nothing to investigate. I don't know, man. This sounds a lot like corroboration of Sasha Riley's story. Is it just me? Does this sound exactly...
It sounds like criminal negligence. If the government has all this stuff and simple internet searches can piece these things together, and the government's also... Remember, that Todd Blanche dude, he's Trump's criminal attorney, who's now head of, I don't know, law propaganda. I mean, none of their titles mean anything because they're just loyal to the crown. Catacombs of loyalty, remember. So they're saying, they're admitting to you, oh, we have these heinous images, but there's nothing to investigate. Thank you, Sheila, for the work you do, because somebody needs to do it. The government's clearly not doing it. I want to play this video. I didn't get to watch this yet. I did not get to watch this yet. But I saw right after I was watching this video, she released another one. And it talks about cadaver dogs. And I was like, I got to hear what she has to say about that. So let's all watch. Welcome. What's up, Zen? What's up, Zen? Welcome to Bizarre World. We want small government. That means more freedom for individuals. What part of what's happening now with the Epstein army on the streets is small government? How do I skip this? There we go. Okay, here's Sheila.
Do his job, but continue.
Link in the description. Go subscribe to Sheila. Amazing creator. Amazing. Wicked smart. Amazing.
Continuously tells us that there's no arrests that are going to be made and there's nothing to see here, and the allegations and the emails in the files by themselves are not sufficient. Of course, we all have to think like, well, have you asked the one question extra? Have you decided to just, like, I don't know, look into anything? I think they call it looking into something. Have you decided to do an investigation? Have you thought to maybe go beyond the written words and maybe just like follow a lead, right? So I don't want to tell him how to do his job, but just like anything random, okay, like literally flip to any fucking file, any file at all, at random, because that's how I stumbled upon this one, at random. So like when you have a report from 2021 where somebody goes to the extent of making an FBI report, okay, and talking to an agent, actually speaking to an agent, and they say that they witnessed Robin Leach, Lifestyles of the Rich and Famous Robin Leach, strangle a party. He claims that she's very specific behind the 19th hole at the Donald Trump golf course. Did you ever think that maybe you take a cadaver dog and do a little stroll around the 19th hole?
This file matches up with the other ones where there were people threatened saying they would turn them into fertilizer for the back nine at Donald Trump's golf course. And it also corroborates with, you know, just the fact that Donald Trump buried one of his exes in his golf course. MAGA, I don't want to hear anything from you about legality or the law again. I want to be very clear on that. You know, until you start going, we should have cadaver dogs all over Zorro Ranch, Donald Trump's golf courses. We should, you know, just as the rule of law would want to follow up on these FBI documents. That's all. That's all. That's all. Yeah, we really need to start digging. Absolutely. Why do you think that POS had his ex planted there? I mean, this isn't, that's what I mean. Like when people, that old saying of like, where there's smoke, there's fire. This isn't even that. This is like, you can see the fire. He's already buried one person in his golf course. You can just look that up. His ex is buried on his golf course. This is just, I hate to use a golf metaphor, but par for the course. This is just that. And now there's a treasure trove of documents, many different people who have almost no relation besides Epstein coming together to say multiple different similar things about his golf courses. And you're telling me that MAGA believes in the rule of law? I wasn't born at night, nor was I born last night. MAGA, you fucking idiots. You fucking idiots. Yep, totally insane, you know? Totally insane. Hold on, let me bring up, I have a meme for you. I love when people call me insane. You know, just for basic comprehension. I really do appreciate it. Because to be called insane by a cult member means I'm doing good in life. Remember, judge me by the enemies I keep, okay? Donald Trump called you stupid. Everybody who likes him, he said, is stupid. He said, smart people don't like me. So when a cultist is like, what an insane person. I gotta wait for Donald Trump before I can respond, but this guy's insane. I'll just tell you something. Nobody's labeled as mentally unstable more than the one who sees through the bullshit. No one is gossiped about more than one who is truly authentic. No one is smeared and called crazy more than a truth teller, because no one is more feared than the one who speaks it like it is. And remember that when you have to deal with these fucking knuckle draggers in your life, these Cro-Magnon turds. I don't even want to insult humanity. You know, these are turd gibblers. Or we got to come up with a new word. These are the inhabitants of the catacombs of loyalty. Turncoats, redcoats, red hats. They're anti-American. That's what they are. Cro-Magnon. Yeah, but I don't want to insult, you know, like I like the crudes. I think that was a good error we had, you know. We invented the wheel, fire, rode dinosaurs, Fred Flintstone, you know, like those were adorable people. We wouldn't be here today without them. So we got to think of something. They're snakes. Snakes. That's biblical. They are Confederates. Well, that is true as well. Joanne, that is very true. I love this. This is, Melissa, I'm going to point you out real quick because you are showing who you are. Oh, how disgusting. Burp again, scumbag. I love when someone is saying, oh, you're disgusting. Burp again. When Donald Trump says, I've known Jeff for 15 years. Terrific guy. A lot of fun to be with. He likes girls almost as much as me, but on the younger side. Yeah. I'm disgusting because I burped. Right. Okay, interesting. Interesting. That's your take? You draw the line at burping, but worldwide trafficking, you're like, nah, I could look the other way. These people are adorably dumb, you know, as my mom would have called them, maroons. Fucking Christ. Same ones that blush when you cuss. It's the same thing. Listen, that's the funniest part about MAGA, right? Hold on. Let me get this lined up. Whoops. Hold on. They'll be like, you know, because I'm an ordained reverend. Welcome to church. I'm Rob. Don't interrupt my service. That is, they will arrest you for that. They arrested Don Lemon for interrupting a church service, so you interrupt my church service and you're arrested. This is a Holy Communion. Power to the people. Hallelujah. So they will, you know, MAGA will come in here and be like, you're not an ordained reverend. You said the F word. And I'm like, and you think this guy is sent by Christ?
Now the poor guy, you got to see this guy. Oh, I don't know what I said. I don't remember. I moved on her like a bitch, but I couldn't get there. I got to use some Tic Tacs just in case I start kissing her.
Don't judge me by my mistakes. Judge me by my heart. And that guy's heart is rotten. It's probably just a Big Mac. A rotten Big Mac. You got to be kidding me. It's so weird when these people will be like, I don't like that language. But when Donald Trump tells a female reporter doing her job, quiet piggy, that's okay. Were you raised by feral swine? Do you not hear when you say like, oh, I don't like cuss words, but I love Donald Trump? You know, the guy who made a living poo-pooing on people on TV. Like, that's the only thing he's been successful at. Not casinos, not selling humans water, not airlines, not even inheriting his dad's money if you know anything about his tax returns. This dude is a massive fraud, and the only thing that he was good at was talking garbage. And you want to come in here and say, what about me talking bad? Is it what? I thought you guys were the fuck your feelings crowd. Let's go, Brandon. And all of a sudden, you're going to pearl clutch at me saying, fuck you, MAGA? That don't sound like fuck your feelings. Bunch of bitches. What is my job? My job is to dunk on you nerds. I am ordained by the Lord. I'm dunking on MAGA in the name of Christ. Do you understand that? I've been sent here. Read Revelations. I'm the seven-headed beast or some shit. I don't know. I don't like Revelations. It was written by a crazy dude who was exiled on an island. I think it's rubbish. Anyways, I'm anointed. I'm the one who is spreading the good word to you so you understand. When these people try to use that word against you to oppress you, when they try to use Jesus's words to oppress you, you tell them, Matthew 18:6, Oh, for the Lord says, whoever makes any of these young children stumble into sin, it is better for him to tie a heavy millstone around his neck, one that is carried usually by donkeys, and toss himself into the sea. You don't have to believe in Jesus. But in America, you need to know what the fuck Jesus said, because these people are using it as a weapon, and I'm here to disseminate that and say, oh, no, 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 you don't. Oh, no, you don't. Jesus was anti-establishment, anti-authority, murked by the state, never carried cash, didn't own his own home, didn't ask people how much they worked before he fed them with the loaves and the fish, and he never charged a copay or checked if they had United Healthcare insurance. Jesus said, just love God, whatever that the fuck is to you, and love your neighbor unselfishly. I am here, anointed by God, to dunk on you fucking morons. Thank you, Jesus. Amen. Hallelujah. Hallelujah. Welcome to my church. Now, this is Psalms. Are we in Psalms? Are we in Psalms? We're in Psalms. Thank you. Thank you, God. Thank you, God. It came to me. Praise you, Jesus. Praise you, praise you, hippie woke Jesus. Radical leftist Jesus who never charged a copay, believed in universal health care and fed all of the hungry people. He got money from the mouth of a fish. One of my favorite stories. No, I'm just kidding. My favorite story is when he goes into the church and he's like, you capitalist swine, I'll whoop all your asses. Don't you turn my father's house into a den of thieves. Get your capitalist money-changing asses out of here. And he chased them out. Favorite story. Look it up. It's a good read. Even though I shall walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I feel no evil, for you are with me. Your rod to protect me, your staff to guide. They comfort and console me. You prepare a table before me in the presence of my enemies. You have anointed me and refreshed me my head with oil. My cup overflows. Surely goodness and mercy and unfailing love shall follow me all the days of my life, and I shall dwell forever throughout all my days in the house and in the presence of the Lord. Amen, said David. I love David. Read Kings. You want to know the story of David? Amazing story. A troubled youth David was, but he was called by God, and God said he had a heart for God. Amen, amen. Power to the people, power to the people. So if any of these churches, and you might see me, if you catch a church live stream, you might see me in the chat saying, I've read Jesus's things. I don't listen to pastors and what their fucking perceptions of this shit are, especially when they're asking me to give them goddamn money in a fucking house that looks better than mine. Get out of here. How are you serving your community, pastor? You paying your taxes like I am, bitch? I don't serve none of that. Jesus paid his taxes. He got the fucking money out of the fish's mouths. He said, was it Peter? He said, go get that money out that fish. He said, you pull the first fish out, you open his mouth, and there is our taxes. He said, give what is Caesar's to Caesar and what is God to God. You don't believe me? Bible's free. Go to any hotel, top drawer, right there. Okay? White Dove Sam. Amen, amen. It's time to horsewhip the money changers. Amen, amen. A lot of Bible thumpers tonight. Are they, though? Listen, my coming to Christ was not an easy one. I was raised in the Catholic Church. They spoke Latin to us. And I said, why the fuck are you speaking Latin? Why can't I understand God? And then I went to Catholic school. And the nurses gave me a hard time. And I said, you're talking about a guy who loved everyone and you're acting like this to me? I don't know if I believe that. So I didn't believe in Jesus for a long ass time. And then I met him. Then I fucking met him. You know how? I read his words. And it was easy for me to see. He was not this fucking billy club to be used as a battering ram to keep people online. He was meant to free people. He said, that Pope shit, wherever two of you together, I am there. You don't need a Pope. Do you even understand what the Roman Catholics are? They are just the Roman Empire co-opting Jesus' message to live in some fucking taxless city in Italy. Are you kidding me? That's not helping homelessness. That's not healing anybody. That's not feeding anybody. Take that fucking Pope hat, sell it on eBay, give the money to the poor. That's what Jesus would say. Are you hearing me? Clip this shit, send it to the Pope. Does he even speak? What do I got, a bop and a boopy to it? Huh? I speak Italian to you? If I got to do Duolingo Italian, I'll do it. If it means I can get to the Pope and say, sell all of your shit. Sell your stuff. You don't believe me? You think Jesus wouldn't say that? God damn, you're going to make me look it up. I just did this the other day. Matthew 19:21. Jesus tells the rich young ruler, if you want to be perfect, go sell what you possess and give it to the poor. You'll have treasure in heaven and you can follow me. What do you think Jesus would say to the Pope? He's like, that's a weird building you live in. Why do you have those foreign guards? What are they, Swiss? What is that uniform? You should be out in the streets with the people. Did you see Jesus cordoning himself off in a tower and wearing a silly hat? No, that's fraudulent. He would say, sell all that shit and give it to the poor. It's a simple message. I don't know how that gets perverted. I really don't. Well, I would hesitate to call all the golden churches immediately bad. Some of it is shown devotion when it's in the church for people's enjoyment and show of devotion. But times changed. Hey, bro, the countless missionaries that exist from the Catholic expansion across the world has definitely helped the homeless and the infirm. I'm not talking about people that are volunteering their time to go and help people. I'm specifically addressing the leaders, the leadership. In case you missed the beginning, when I said, like, Jesus is woe to the hypocrites, where he was anti-establishment, anti-authority, religious authority, and state authority at the time. He was starting a revolution. And I'm addressing those people. That's why I mentioned Joel Osteen by name, who has me blocked on Twitter, and the Pope by whatever name. Pope John Huckleberry Paul III. I don't know what the fuck they name them. They all get the same name. Who cares? Isn't he a Chicago boy or something? Chicago boy, sell all that stuff. Help your people in Chicago. I love how somebody else, the gates of hell will not prevail, and they're trying to debate what Jesus said. This is not my words. I'm not claiming these words. I'm reading the red. Joel is scourge. He's an absolute disgrace to humanity. The wisdom is the dross. I think you mean cross, and that's what I'm saying. The wisdom is the cross. And you should read the red words. Why don't you quote me some Jesus? I don't want to read Paul's bullshit, okay? Mega churches, private planes are the real Christians. That's what I'm talking about. Exactly. Destiny, thank you for the $10. Yo, Braun, I used to email with you when you were on 105.3. Oh, get the fuck out of here. God bless, brother. Lost all my game. Ain't been the same. Can't seal the deal. Shooting blanks with all the ladies. Oh, man, is that an old song of mine? That's got to be an old song. That's so funny. Destiny 6'6". Old. Hey, listen, you tell San Diego I'm coming back out here. It's 6 degrees. Help me get a job out there. Start making some noise. Start banging on Rock 105.3's text line and tell them I'm coming back. I've been reaching out to some friends and family out there. So that's amazing, Destiny. Thank you for the $10 super chat, and I hope you've subscribed and hit the notification bell. That's amazing. I want to see you back here. It's really good to connect with San Diego. I love the San Diego community. Let me just take a moment to show some respect to Destiny and the people of San Diego. I live some of the most troubled. That's where I found Jesus, in Southern California. No joke. That's where I found Jesus. And tragedy after tragedy kept befalling me, kept befalling me, kept befalling me. I mean, Destiny, I don't know how long you listened, but you know that I was even homeless while I was on one of the top radio shows. I had to give up my pet because people kept calling and saying, somebody's got a dog in the car. And I said, that's my house. That's my house. That's my house. It was horrific times, horrific struggles. And I don't think any young person should have to endure what I endured. I lost my parents. I lost everything. Not financially, I had my finances, but I lost everything sacred in my life. Everything's sacred. And when you're 21, 22, and that happens to you, there's no safety net, nothing to catch you, and you watch your teenage brothers fall through that, it radically changes you. To understand America is an unforgiving place, while the rich people tell you just work harder, even though they just inherited their wealth, and you work harder and nothing comes of it unless you're in a union, you really start to fight for a different tomorrow. Not just for me. I'll plant the seeds of a tree I'll never see the shade of. That's okay. For the kids. For all the kids that work in 2-3 jobs just to help their parents get by while they're living at home, or just to save up so they could do something like school. You understand how disappointing that is to hear that your country has the young folks saving up so they can go to school to get educated? That's disgraceful. Land of free? Free to what? Suffer in debt? I lived the same life, brother. Rob Dub. My heart goes out to you. And anybody who has understood the tragedy and heartache of that, I would hope you are on this same mission I am, to make tomorrow better than today. And not just for me. This isn't about me. This is about this fucking country electing these the worst people. Meet Martin Nowhere, professor at Harvard. That's in the Epstein files. Meet this fucking dude, another professor in the Epstein files. These people, Melania, the Epstein 1 visa buddy of Jeff, who is married to the president in the Epstein files. Donald Trump in the end. Like, these are the worst of the worst people. You got to stop pretending, wake the fuck up, and start realizing that we can have a better life. Yes, Bill Clinton in the Epstein. I'm not a Democrat or a Republican, okay, if anybody's going to say that. Then hold on, Joshua, I like that. The Bible tells you the fear of the Lord is the first steps to knowledge. Then it tells you not to fear. Well, what you're talking about is, I think it's David who says the fear of the Lord are the first steps to knowledge, because David had a long journey to come to understand God. Who tells you do not fear is Jesus. That's the thing he says the most in the Bible. Do not fear. Do not fear. So 2 different books, the Old Testament and the New. 2 different religions. One was trying to abide by the laws. The other came to fulfill it and make man free of it. Destiny. Brother, you gave me some of the best laughs, goofing on Sky, your song parodies. Loved you out here, kid. God is good all the time. Well, let God ordain my mission back to Southern California. I would love to entertain you guys. Oh, that's what I was saying. San Diego, even though tragedy befell me, that city will forever be my home. That's where I met my wife. That's where I had this beautiful community. I can't explain San Diego into words, because it's one of the most radically loving and amazing places. And immigrants, this is where this is the other thing that I'll tell you. When I hear people on TV say open borders, I'm like, no. You ever crossed the border, San Diego, or up in Canada? I've done both. No open borders. You know where there is an open border? The Tijuana entry to Mexico. It's a big turnstile, and you just walk through. That's an open border. Life experience, folks. You know, for all you in fucking the plains of America, never seen the ocean, but maybe seen a lake. Let me just tell you, it ain't an open border. As somebody who's personally lived on both borders. Jesus Christ. But San Diego's so radical. So fucking radical. One of the most beautiful places on earth. And I don't even mean the scenery, because let's be honest, San Diego, your beaches go concrete beach. You know, there's a few of them where you have a little tropical scrub brush, but I'll take Cape Cod beaches any day. I'm talking about beautiful as in the people. So Destiny, appreciate you. Thank you for the super chats. Thank you for that. Okay, it's not an open border. That's good. I know that. Okay. I like to know where that turnstile is, because I've never seen one. You go to the top. So when you're at the Tijuana crossing. The cars go through, and when you're coming into America, it's on the bottom on the right hand side. You have to go into the building, and that's where they pat you down and everything. And I know they pat you down because, you know, if you wear spandex, you can maybe sneak up things through, allegedly. And through the America, there's a big line to come in, also right side. But if you're facing Mexico, on the left side, you walk up the stairs, you go over the bridge, and it's a turnstile, and you walk right into Mexico. You're welcome. Even in the small towns in Canada, and I'm telling you as somebody who went to Montreal a lot, so many times that I was allegedly locked up there and not allowed back for a little while. I'm allowed back now. Thank you, Canada. I love you. Didn't mean to disrespect you. Your prisons were beautiful, though. Let me tell you. Let me just tell you, the jail there was chef's kiss compared to the Americans ones. But even in the small towns, they have border crossings going into Canada. They're not unguarded. It's so funny. These people that, you know, live in Oklahoma are like, oh God, people are just flooding in from everywhere. It's like, you fucking dummies, visit somewhere, go somewhere. Go visit somewhere. The purpose of separation of church and state is to keep from those shores the ceaseless strife that has soaked the soil of Europe in blood for centuries. James Madison. I like that quote. Yeah, well, I mean, that's exactly why they did it. They saw the Protestant rebellion in the UK and people getting murked left and right for the wrong religion. I mean, just look at the Northern Ireland troubles. It's insane how much. Oh, sorry, I burped. That offends MAGA. You know, the Epstein files does not offend MAGA, but I burped on live stream and they were like, God, how disgusting. I'm like, I would hate to have dinner with you, dumb bitch. And be like, oh, yes, we just have a few children locked in the basement, but please don't burp. Fucking weirdos. It's insane how much people passively defend working over 40 hours. I can't, Dusty, I can still, you understand. Henry Ford and the robber barons thought by the year 2022 we'd be working 15 hours a week. They were like, the technology by then, people won't even have to work. They'll just get to live lives. And these were like the most heinous people of their time. You know, they were like the Elon Musks of that era, except they weren't in the Epstein files. You know, so I guess they were a smidge better. And it's just amazing the people that, you know, will work their lives away will just defend that. Not me. I like traveling. I like meeting people. I like creating art. That's what we're doing here, creating art. The Church of Art. 333 in here. 3 is the magic number. Yeah, screw Ford. But he did, like, acknowledge. He was like, Jesus, you give the people the weekend off and don't decrease their pay and they're buying my thing? I'm making out like a bandit. You know, like, he even had that common sense. Oh, God. Now you're quoting Revelations. Listen, stick to the red. Stick to the red if you really want to follow Jesus. You know, that's what little Christians are supposed to do. Follow Jesus. It's the red writing. It's the red writing, in case you didn't know. Preach it, son. Uh-oh. Was that a New Englander? Someone call me son? If I hear you say kid or son or guy, I know you're from New England. Working 3 jobs and still need to live in a car is something my European mind can't comprehend. Yeah, it's the American nightmare. Want to be edgelord? That's funny. Me saying people should have health care and we should tax billionaires to pay for it makes me an edgelord. I'll take it. Okay. Zach Mild. That's a pretty good one. There we go. This idiot again. I love how you come to my live stream and you're like, God damn it, I'm here again. Like, do you not have friends? Go do something. Jesus, dude. Like, you understand how pathetic you sound? You're like, oh man, there's a whole world wide web and I'm forced to listen to this guy. It's like, just swipe, bro. Just swipe. Go somewhere else. Humanity will prevail. We will survive. 100%. 100%. Tax landlords, tax churches, tax them all, tax them all. All right, guys. We've been doing this for a while, and Did I play everything? Did I? No, I didn't even get to everything. China's gonna ban hidden car door handles because they're dangerous. They're on Teslas. I feel so bad for Tesla owners. They're just idiots. This is Bunk Bed Coffin. Bunk Bed Coffin. Link in the description. Make noise that you're unhappy. It's American to do that. It really is. Bunk Bed Coffin. He lets me use his stuff. Thank you, Bunky. I love you. He's an amazing artist, real artist with a soul. And listen, speak up wherever you can. If you can't get out to a protest, don't feel bad, and don't let these maggots be like, oh, why aren't you at a protest? Not all of us can afford to do that, okay? At this point in America, it's a luxury to be able to afford to do that. But speak up. I mean, especially when you hear someone spouting off bullshit like, oh, you burped. You know, it's like, yeah, you excuse PDF files. Like, fuck out of here. Call that shit out always. We got to let these people know where the fuck they stand. They think they got the high ground when they're, you know, like, oh, you said a bad word. You worship a guy that called a woman quiet piggy. That said, I moved like a bitch, but I couldn't get there. I'm going to use Tic Tacs in case I start just kissing them. I'm going to grab them by the, you know what I mean? Like, stop letting these people play in their imaginary land. That's what they do. They've made up this world where they sit on their fucking throne and tell people what they're disgusted with while they worship the most disgusting swine we've ever had in this country. And that's good enough for me. That's your little part of the world. Keep it clean, you know? Keep these perverts in fucking check and the pervert supporters. And if we all do that and we all come together to say, like, no, we're done with this, and we could change things. Because what does the Constitution say? Does it say, we the Fox News listeners? We the Epstein friends? We the Epstein class? We the billionaire crypto bros who paid Trump $200 million for the 2026 election? Does anybody know what the Constitution says? I forget. And I don't think they teach it in school anymore. It says, we the something. 2 syllables, sounds like sheeple. Oh, we the people. That's right. That's what it says. Here's Bunk Bed Coffin. Make sure you go subscribe to him. Thank you, guys. Thank you to all my mods. Thank you to Destiny for the super chats. Thank you, little Chihuahua mama. We the working slaves. We might as well amend it. We might as well amend the Constitution because we know MAGA doesn't care about it. And they keep defending like, hey, we should just be all working 70 hours a week. And you know what? I think our pay should go down so Donald Trump can, you know, do whatever he wants. Fucking nerds. By the way, I think this is a good time to teach somebody a lesson, okay? This is not me. This kind of sounds like Cobain. Okay, yeah, this is Bunk Bed Coffin. 100% sounds like Cobain. 100%. He's amazing grunge revival artist. I don't know what we would call this genre. But when somebody says you don't work to you, I want people to remember, you're not valued by the work you do, okay? I feel like we need Mr. Rogers now more than ever. You're valuable because you're you. You're a human. And that's it. Because whether I'm a janitor or a fucking billion-dollar crypto bro, that doesn't change my actions. It doesn't change the character, the content of my heart. So remember that, because sometimes people hear, oh, do you even work? What's your job? And it doesn't matter. Well, who fucking cares? Especially those people that worship Joe Rogan who just do what I do. But he's funded by Peter Thiel. Look up Spotify, who their biggest investor is. Why do you think he became a propaganda mouthpiece? So work is not your worth. Remember that. Because I've also had people, when you tell them what you do, they go, why should I listen to somebody who does that? And it's like, I don't know, because you listen to Joe Rogan, who clearly was like, I don't trust doctors, but I do trust veterinarians. Don't let these fucking people mouth off like that. Call them out every time and let them know how stupid they fucking sound. Because I don't give a shit if you sit in your mom's basement and play Fortnite. If the content of your heart is good, we good. We good, fam. Understood? Bunk Bed Coffin. Sir Galton, may ICE visit your home next and kick in the door then, if you want to thank God for them. Let them violate your Fourth Amendment right. Okay? And don't worry, Dalton, or whatever your white ass name is, I'll still stand up for you when they violate your rights. Oh, did you, Solus? We'll connect on the Discord later. I gotta go do some stuff, but Solus, it is so good to see you. I'm so good you're doing well, and I'm so good you stopped in. For real. God, Solus, so good to see you, man. Thank you, Edgelord. Thank you. Thank you, you're so cute. Are you hitting on me? I wish I could live with my mom. My mom died 20 years ago, but so listen, if you live with your mom, don't let that be a diss. Be proud. You know, for generations, families lived together. That's like how we did things. You don't have to be this rugged individualist. I want to teach you guys lessons. That's why they call me the official YouTube vibe coach. When someone comes in and goes, lives with your mom, I fucking wish, man. My mom died a long time ago. You don't think I wish I could see her? If you live with your mom, give her a hug. Be like, listen, we got our differences. We got our differences. I'm just glad we got this time on earth together. And that's it. That's it. You fucking losers. You can't fucking insult me with shit like that. You understand me? You understand me? I've lived through too much tragedy to let some fucking words trigger me. And it's just you tattling on yourself. Because if I came into your live stream, which you would never do, that's why you don't have an avatar, that's why you're in my chat, and said some shit like that to you, you'd probably have a conniption. But you know what it makes me think? God damn, I wish I could visit my mom. God damn, man. I'd be so lucky if I was able to, like I did when I was younger. My mom had to move in with me. Times got fucking rough. Look up 2008. You find out what happened. The criminal capitalists fucking stole everybody's fucking money in bailouts while they kicked people out of their homes. And you know what? I'd do anything in the world to have that time back. Anything in the world. So whoever said that, if your mom's alive, why don't you drive over to her house or go upstairs and give her a hug. Never even cared. Take that way. Wasn't even there. Stay away. Let me teach another young soul a lesson. Ultra Antifa. Why acknowledge them if it doesn't bother you? It's not to bother me. Oh, what's up? How are you? I'm not gonna say who you are, but how are you and I love you. How are you and I love you. Let me say this. I do this stuff because I'm your official YouTube vibe coach. And a lot of these young people, they've been propagandized by America to think, you know, Joe Rogan, to think we could say the R word again if we nominate Donald Trump. Bitch, you could always say retard. You could always say it. Just people will think differently of you. So it was never illegal, these fucking fruits. These people are not serious people. And they've taught these young men stuff like, oh, you live with your mom is a bad thing. When really, there's a lot of people in America that are living with their parents right now. That is the economy we live in. And that is not an insult. So I take that moment, not because it bothers me. What bothers me is that I didn't get enough time with my mom. It doesn't bother me that somebody says that. I'm doing it so I can arm you with the power to know what to fucking say when these people try to approach you like that. Because what they meant, ooh, this is another God thing. What you meant to harm me, God made good and fucking judoed it back at you. So that's why I do this. That's why I say, let me take a second to address that. Because I want to teach people. I love teaching people. Do you not like teaching people? Have you never taught somebody anything? My God. Teach a man to fish and he'll go fishing. Teach a man to revolution and he'll help you in the cause. But I do this because so many people have been conditioned to think that's like, oh, a fucking slam dunk. You got him, bro. It's like Fortnite fucking trash talk. It's weak and lame. So I just want to show them that, like, is that what you think? People who like their mom are bad? Weird. Okay, though. Keep trying to use that one. And it's especially effective with young kids who have maybe heard this before. And I say young kids, I mean in their 20s and stuff, you know, those frat boys and shit. Because they think it's a diss. And if you just take the wind out of it and go, you're right. I would give anything to live with my mom. Guess what? It's kind of the Eminem hip-hop defense. Eminem got on stage and said, yeah, I'm a white trash rapper who's fucking this and that. And it's like, what did they have left? Nothing. You disarm them. Another lesson for you. I'm your vibe coach, Rob. I'm also an ordained reverend, brought here by the great Lord Jesus Christ to bless you. Let's let Bunk Bed finish. Oh, that's sweet of you, Ultrapath. I respect the hustle. You seem to have good intentions. We could certainly use much more of that. That's all it is. That's all it is. I've suffered too much to want any other young person. I won't go into more of my story. I've shared enough tonight. I'm an entertainment piece here. I'm illusionary. I'm a figment of your imagination. When this shuts off, where do I go? Who knows? Where do we go when we sleep? Billie Eilish, great philosopher. But that's all it is. Like DMX said in the opening prayer of our church tonight, we read from the book of Acts. And he said, judge me not by my mistakes, but the content of my heart. And that's all I want. I don't want people to worry about going into medical debt, losing their house, having to work so much just to afford egg and rent. These are things that we can fix, guys. These are like easily fixable. Easily. We tax the wealthy like we did in Massachusetts. And guess what? People don't go hungry, can get an education, all that shit. Look it up. I didn't put the link in the description, but just look up Millionaires Tax Massachusetts. We did in 2022. This shit works. And I'm trying to spread the good word. The good word of tax wealth, not work. That's our church, folks. And that's our church tonight. We don't have to print more money. Stop being a dummy. I didn't say print more money. I said seize Elon Musk's assets. All of them now. They're raiding his offices in France. What's next? The kids are the one. Peace. Much love to everybody. Thank you guys. Zen, Dusty, good to see you out in the wild today. You guys made my fucking heart glow. Made my heart glow tonight. I'm so grateful for Destiny and seeing Solus in here. And Dusty and Cage. And if I forgot, I'm sorry. Caterpillar's End. Raygun. How could I forget Raygun? And the special one who, you didn't say much, but I saw the gift and thank you and I love you. Let's do a phone call soon. All right, guys. Have a great night. Don't forget, I'm so bad at this. Hit subscribe, hit the notification bell, and join me tomorrow. Deal? Deal. Deal? Deal. Deal. Vulgarity gets you nowhere. You really? Tell that to Donald Trump. Vulgarity gets you nowhere. The guy who's like, we can grab him by the sea, gets you nowhere. Do you hear stuff when you fucking talk? This is what I mean. It's like you're stupid on your face. Like you can't say words and people go, oh, that's a very serious person. Vulgarity gets you nowhere. The guy who voted for Donald Trump, who is bragging about assaulting girls. Right. Thank you for the laugh. You are adorably stupid. Adorably stupid. 88 Infinity. Solus. I love you guys. Stephanie. I love you guys. You guys are amazing. amazing. I love the family we have here. Join it. Join the Vanguard. Join the coalition. Hit subscribe. Hit the notification bell. Much love. Peace.